I was approached numerous times by people of the press. Now, these large press outfits, NBC was out there recording me, and these other places were videotaping me. But a couple of times I was approached, and I'm live, right? And so one lady approached me in a green dress, and she goes, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well," I'm like, "It's obvious. I'm live. I'm recording all of this." She goes, "Why are you inside? Um, you're taking away from these people's thunder." And she said something about the color of my skin. I'm like, "Well, I don't," and I'm like, "Well, wait a minute, hold on." And I'm like, "Can I ask you a couple questions?" So I don't want to be on camera. I'm like, "Aren't you in the media? Why don't you want to be in camera?" And I'm like, I'm like, "Oh, it's too late." So are you recording me? And I'm like, "Well, you approached me and I told you I was live. So I don't know what part of that you don't understand." I don't remember exactly what I said. You guys can check out the video. Can't wait to clip this up and make some shorts out of this. But she goes, "You're stealing these people's thunder." I'm like, "How?" I'm like, I think this is amazing." I'm like, "Would you like to hear about journalists' tax credits?" She goes, "No." Who doesn't want to learn about getting free tax credits? I was actually in there filming. I said, I hope that most of these people go into business for themselves and stay away from the large conglomerates, which probably pissed NBC off and all these guys. And they're out there, their employees, in their NBC shirts, all recording me. I said, I just want to tell you about tax credits and how you can start your own business being in the media, and you don't have to go and do what these big guys say. And boy, was she ticked, right? But it was funny because my friends noticed, like, everything she tried to hit you with, all you're doing was complimenting them. And it was just destroying the narrative. I wasn't getting sucked into it. And honestly, because I truly believed it, what I was saying. Well, she storms off really quick, and you can see her running around like, crazy. Her thumbs must have been sore trying to text her boss or something. And then all of a sudden, this is what's really sad. A young lady comes out, beautiful young lady, with a handler. And I knew it because you could see she's like, hand on shoulder, "You can do this, you can go approach him." And she goes, "Hey, sir, can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Absolutely. Do you mind? I'm live right now, but we can film it and you'll see it on the video." I turn it to her and you can see her handler, like, "It's okay, you can ask these questions." Soft-spoken young woman. And she goes, "I'm a student journalist." And she's obviously looking for a job. And I really do believe she was put up to this. And she says, I don't remember the question exactly. We can go back to the film and check it out. But it was something along the lines of, how do you feel like being in a room where you're not wanted, where you're not welcomed, you're not supposed to be there, something like that. And it sort of blew me away that I'm like, this poor young lady was put up to this. And my answers, I believe, were completely spot on. And it's interesting because they did not want me there. I was in a hotel lobby. And because of the color of my skin, I was a direct threat. And here they're looking for jobs in the media. And I'm one of the people that would encourage them to start their own business, to make 50, 100 times more money than they could do working as someone's slave, getting coffee, or going and I mean, I'm telling you right now, I believe employment is slavery. All right. If that's too harsh of a word, then you need to go get yourself a safe space, suck your thumb, and get a blankie, because you're not going to be able to deal with life very well. And it don't matter about the color of your skin. We're all slaves to the man, right? We all got to show up or we don't get paid. We don't get a say in how much we get paid. We can't go make any extra unless we do sometimes horrible things or things we don't want to do for a raise. And I think it's complete slavery. I think we should all own businesses. I think this nation would completely thrive. That's where some people got the name shoemaker, because their great-great-great-great-great-grandfather and grandmother came over, landed in Ellis Island, and they're like, they couldn't even speak English. And they're like, "What's your last name?" Like, "How do you say it?" And like, "What do you do?" I'm a shoemaker, a cobbler." "Okay, your name's shoemaker or baker. Most people don't know that's how some last names were formed. It's regardless of what side you're on. I want to see free speech, but it's being destroyed right now. And